All right. Thank you everyone for coming to this brief 75 minute meeting. And once again, we want to thank you, Buku, for this platform. It's a great, beautiful idea that, the day I saw it, I was like, yeah, this is a place to be. So if you're here, it's a privilege, and we're grateful to God for, you exuding that ability to help others out. And yeah, I'm happy to be here to you know give my little bit. So my name is Bankole Dada. I can go to the next screen. Victor, next screen, please. Um, next screen, please. So okay. Let's go to the next one. Let's go to the next one. Next one. Okay. So today we're talking about the business analyst, what it is, what it does, and all that. So this is me. I'm a business analyst. Of course, I love to have fun. You can see me in my roller skates there, just posing for the world. I work. I'm a lead business analyst at a leading wellness company. We call ourselves Wellness. It's a gym wellness company, one of the Virgin brands, and I'm helping with a global, creating a global structure, creating a unified view of the customer across territories across the world. So it's a pretty big project and all that, and it's all around working with people, creating structures, and making sure things are in place. Also, on the flip side, I mentor, I help others, pretty much like the ladder background. I want to pull others back up so that they can experience that experience. Because my story is quite a funny one. I got to this country in 2008. I have a degree in mechanical engineering way back from UI, the greatest UI, yeah. And I got into this country. With my HSMP, wanted to find a work, no work experience, nothing. You can't work. I got into care. That was the easiest thing. I got myself stuck in care for 6 years, and I just decided, man, you cannot continue in care for 6 years. You need to do something. So I actually went on a boot camp, like a 2-week boot camp for business analysis, got myself a mentor, and got my first gig at Capgemini. It was like, going from 0 to 100 in within a year. And so I've acquired quite a lot of experience. I've worked in financial services, insurance, healthcare a lot of times. Healthcare in NHS, not going back to healthcare, NHS, and recently Virgin Active and all that. And it's been interesting. What I've been doing as a business analyst is different from organization to organization. So that's one of the things that got me into this thing that how do I define what the business analyst does actually, which is difficult. It's all a function of where you are, what the goal is in the organization, and what kind of project you're running. Are you building or are you buying stuff and all that? So I'm also the lead mentor mentoring BA. We provide mentoring services for those who want their CVs rebranded. You want to get exposed to the business analysis terminologies, understand what business analysts do, get into business analysts. You've got a business analyst job, you are struggling. We can provide support for you. We can help you, understand, ask questions, do workshops for you, and then advise you on how to do that. And then we can also put it on e-projects. Let's build something together from scratch and follow the software development cycle to do that. And yeah, and so that's me in a nutshell. Next one, please, Victor. So I always start with the definition of what the business analyst is. We call ourselves BA sometimes, analysts, business analysts. It could be business systems analysts. We all are like a Swiss knife. I googled. Let me give you a trivial question. Well, how many things do you think a Swiss knife can do? Let's assume the army Swiss knife. How many functionalities do you think it can provide? Just give me a guess. You can put answers in the chat box. This is just a fun way to start. A Swiss knife is something that these army people carry around. They use it for all sorts of things. How many things do you think it can do? How many things? Just a good guess. Somebody said 25. Priscilla said 25. Yeah, it's getting warm, but it's like not there yet, not there yet, not yet. So anybody, no, as many as possible doesn't. It's not that's not a BA term. You cannot say as many as possible. Priscilla has gone up to 40. Okay, still not there. Still not there. 45. No, no, no. It's a 2 digit. It's a 2 digit. 0.99. Okay, let me not waste our time. It can do about 60 things. 60. You can open a bottle of wine. You can do all sorts of things. You can cut. You can use it to sew people up when they have. You can use it as a surgery tool. So it's crazy. And I'm thinking that's exactly what a BA is. BA we solve problems. For example, we want to build a mobile app. You, ideally we'll just say, okay, let's just build a mobile. Maybe I'm sorry, I'm using my Nigerian Yoruba thing is still flowing me. I've been in this country for years. I still add that once in a while. Let me give you a scenario. We want to buy a car for example, we want to buy a car for Ibukun. Maybe we're excited that Ibukun has been a blessing to us, and some of us are already earning, 100,000, 200,000. So we just said, okay, let's put 60 grand down and buy a car for Ibukun. And we just look at her and say, okay, let's buy her a Porsche. Maybe just her and her husband, since, it's just the two of them. And then we buy a Porsche, and Ibukun looks at it and said, you guys got me the wrong car. Because it's not, I want something that can function, that can, do other things, that can make me more of a blessing. I don't want a car that, me and my husband will just ride, and we can't even go fast in it because we're in the UK. And Ibukun doesn't drive fast like some of us. Some of us that got 4 tickets in 1 month. So that's another story. So it's all around understanding what Ibukun needs, what her requirements are, what she would, what would make her productive. So business analysts will solve problems by investigating. We define what we've investigated. We usually define the problem. We don't even start with the solution. We have a problem definition, that this is exactly what we are trying to solve for. And then we now do our analysis. We look around. Okay, what does it look like? Who's impacted? Who are the stakeholders? Who are all the people that we need to touch base with to understand how this problem actually impacts them? And then come up with a design or a solution or a proposal for the business. For example, we want to buy a car, like I said, we want to buy a car for Ibukun. We don't just go and buy a car. We can investigate. We can say, okay, let's what does Ibukun like to enjoy doing? Ibukun, I'm sorry, I'm using you for an example. It's just, you're the only person I can use, so it's fine. So we need to look for ways we can understand our requirements. Maybe do interview with our kids or her co-workers. Look at the kind of car she's driving. Understand what she does, what her passion, what drives her. Put all these things together and then run it with people around and validate it. Because we want to be a surprise. We don't want Ibukun to know, because it's going to be so. We want to give us something that we know will rock her world, so to say. And that's where we use our business analysis skills to understand this person, do your requirements, do your interviews, do your workshops and all that, and create a viable solution. And then the car seller can come and say, okay, I think don't buy her a fast car because that's not what she wants. This car meets the requirements, and we solve the problem, and we give her the car, and she's happy because we've understood what she needs. So that's exactly what BAs do. We bring clarity to the business. We work for the business. We are like internal consultants who come and solve a problem. We also provide options, and we work with different kinds of methodologies. I always tell people, it's not about agile. It's not about Scrum. It's not about, Lean or Kanban. It's not even about product management. It's about the customer and what you're delivering. So we also usually go around things like waterfall. For example, if we're using waterfall, if it's a project that we can, for example, we're building a house, we can use waterfall to build a house because we can predict, dependencies, what needs to go before or what needs to go after, and that can still help us deliver the right product. And then there's the option of agile. Agile just allows us to deliver things incrementally. We can fail fast, we can learn from it, and we can improve as we go. And for example, when we're building stuff for people change. We know the requirements for a child would be different from the requirement of a 70-year-old. So we need to understand how we can actually, create items, value that those people will use. And when they use it, the business makes money. All right. So I always talk about business analysts can evolve into things like an architect. You can become a solutions architect. You can become a data expert. You can become a lot of things. You can even become a delivery manager because you understand how these things work. We work with people, work with experts. I also say that business analysts we don't really have that power, but we walk in the corridor of power and we influence people to actually deliver value on the long run. All right. As I always tell people, there are three fundamental things in every organization. There's the people, there are processes, and there's the technology. So we must understand all these three as a BA. One other thing that people ask me is what should stand you out as a business analyst? I always say that just like the Swiss knife, the more things you can do, the more valuable you are. I mean, if that Swiss knife you're looking at can do 60 things, it's crazy. It means it's a life, it's needed at every point in time because you can do so many things in it, and yeah, business like Swiss knives. We're just like Swiss knife. We provide solutions. We work everywhere imaginable where there are people, there are processes and technologies. A BA is needed to get that going. So it says a good BA is the master at managing all three to make sure that business objectives align with desired solution, because the solutions will always, every solution you provide as a business analyst must meet the objectives of the business. What are they trying to achieve? What are the expected outcomes? Who's going to be impacted by what we're building? So that's where the BA is coming. Of course, there are a lot of other things are co-defined. BAs work differently in different organizations. Some even work as project managers. I've been in organizations where I was project managing stuff because we're working with third-party suppliers. So my role was just make sure the requirements are right and make sure they're delivering it. And I'm still a BA. So next slide, please. Is Victor there? Okay. So this just an overview of the BA role. Some basic things that you will expect to do as a BA. Engage with specific business users. They talk about the book as an example. Want to buy a car? Who can give us information about the book? For example, if you're running something for a business, how do you obtain information? Through stakeholders. Understand stakeholders. You should, as a BA, you usually have something called the stakeholder matrix that shows you relationship between stakeholders, what they do, the structure of the organization. So if you're building something you know is going to be impacted, and you can immediately go to that person, get your requirements through that person, and then fine-tune it, come up with options, and get a sign-off. We carry out requirements gathering sessions, which is the bread and butter of being a business analyst. You cannot escape it. And I always tell people, it doesn't have to be 50 people in the room. A workshop can be one-on-one. It can be a one-on-one, just one-on-one with people. And in my 12, 13 years as a BA, I've never had 40 people, 50 people in the room. The maximum has been like 5, and it was online. So, but it's good. It's good to prepare for that. I always teach our mentees that, depending on how many people you are going to work with, these are the things you need to do. So we have a process around that, like setting up an agenda, meeting the expectation. If they're going to eat anything, dietary needs, what do you need? Do you take milk? We live in a country where some people don't take nuts. So you need to be careful how you set up. So the BA does all that. As the Swiss knifey, as we are, we set up everything. We are responsible to make sure that our stakeholders are convenient. We have somebody who's going to take note for us. We facilitate meetings, make sure that things are going the right way. We don't have people asking questions that lead everybody down the rabbit hole. We are like shepherds. We draw them to the objectives of that thing. And then one other thing I say, when you're gathering requirements, you need to let them know the outcome of every meeting. At the end of this requirement session, we want to have a list of requirements that are prioritized to deliver, to help deliver value to the business. So all those things are what BAs do. We also consult with clients. We present solutions. Okay. Sorry, there's a note there. I'm not actually looking at the notes. I will do that now. Sorry, because I have a chat. So sorry, about the car thing. Nobody's soliciting for a car. It's just an example. And I should have used flowers instead of car. If I get you, I'll stop talking about the cars. It's not, maybe I'm talking prophetically, but it's fine. I will stop talking about car. Okay, so we're not soliciting for a car. It's just a joke. It's just a joke,
Okay.
right?
Yeah. So let me just interject there, just to make sure that we're all clear, please.
Yeah,
That I'm
yeah,
not
yeah, yeah,
that I don't want a car or need a car. I think it's
yeah,
important that we just say that for people that have just joined who may think
yeah,
that you're
yeah,
actually really yeah. Yeah. So
yeah,
I've given you an example of something that I do
yeah.
actually desire as a requirement. So maybe you can
Mhm.
use that as a
Okay.
requirement instead.
All right. Okay. So yeah, so the example is the TLBD migration. All right, that's an example. All right. So we offer consultations to clients and present solution alternatives. I did say we offer options. For example, if you say, okay, let's go build something, it's going to take us at this amount of time. Let's go buy something. Okay, we can go to the market quickly. It's expensive. We need to do a lot of learning. So businesses pick up the options that help them. And then at the end of the day, most of the time, you are still the one that's going to deliver it. That's the way it is. You still deliver it because the options came through you as a business analyst, and then the onus to actually deliver it with third party developers or your own house development team is still going to fall on the head of the business analyst. All right. So we also sort out requirements in collaboration with stakeholders. We create documents, a lot of documentations. We create documents. There are roles have been where all I was doing was creating all sorts of documents because the project was coming to an end. We need to document what's been done and how the business can actually, maintain their business as usual mode. For example, okay, things are in place now. How do we run this? Standard operating procedures, user stories, functional requirements document, all those things. You will create documents. So as BAs, you must always have your template stored away in Google Drive. Anything that's needed, go there, pick it up, and use it. All right. Also, we also obtain sign off from the business. Everything we do must be signed off. For example, when we go through the SDLC, from planning to analysis to design to development to delivery, all those stages are signed off by the business because they pay for the projects. They didn't need to say, "Oh, I'm happy with that. Okay, these requirements are okay. Yes, signed off. I'll move on to the next stage." Um, we also work in the delivery side of things. For example, the project, the requirements have been signed off. We work with development teams to, validate requirements, set up priorities, prioritize requirements, make sure that our test cases, our unit A, UAT, and all those things are in place. We examine test scenarios, even though sometimes it's not created by us, depending on the kind of organization we have. We can do a QA manager can write a test case, and then we can look at it with the requirement. Does it actually, help me validate this piece of requirements? All right. We could also be handling change management in an organization. Maybe we've just delivered a new CRM. How is the business using it? Are people, having issues? As a BA, your role is find out why they're having problems. Things like user journey design. Are people struggling to adopt the new solutions? Do we need to train them, or do we need to create some, training material to guide them? All those things. We also participate in UAT. For example, when a piece of work has been developed, you need to UAT it with people. The real users have to come and use it and give you feedback. And we use our feedback to, improve on what we've done. We also serve as main contact for third-party user concern. For example, in my organization, I am the point of contact for all our third-party suppliers. So when things go wrong, they reach out to me and I look for solutions, speak to the right person, and get back to them. So depending on what you do, there are a thousand other things that a BA could be doing. Thousand other things. For example, when I was at HMRC, all I was doing was managing robots. We had like a robotic process automation infrastructure in place where the robots are performing tasks every day. For example, maybe you send in your P60 or whatever, I don't know. All those things you send in, a lot of them are done by robots. They extract your details, confirm payment and all those things. They are all done by robots. So when the robots don't do what they are supposed to do, we look at the reports and forward it to the right developer to make sure that they sort it out. So we make sure things are running smoothly. That's project management. It's still maintenance, but it's still what the BA does because it has to do with high level investments that need to be protected on a daily basis to make sure that it's working, it's doing the right thing. So wherever you find yourself, the core fundamentals are still required, but you might have to learn new things how to learn how to work with people, stakeholders, developers, project sponsors who bring in the money, test team, and others. So I put in a small sample example here of potential people you could work with. You could work with the project manager, your deliverable, and at the scope and status. You want to understand, okay, for the next release, what are we delivering? And what are we not delivering? Because every time as a BA, you must know what we're doing and what we're not doing. Because that helps clarify that, oh, but I said you should make that green and add an extra button. No, it's written and it's signed up out of scope. You know, you get your user requirements from business user, the ideal business, the person who's going to actually use this, the value you're delivering. Understand how they're going to use it. Understand what their desires are. Understand what their person is. What kind of emotions arise when they're using it. And now I'm talking UX, UI, and all that, because when you're talking emotions and all that, it could be out of scope. But like I always say, we are like Swiss knives, where there's no functionality of UI UX. You still have to do it as a BA. You need to understand how user experiences. You can design a user journey documents. How I interact with the system, what I do, what are the expected behaviors, and what is the outcome. And then there are other stakeholders. There might be a lot of other stakeholders. I have a document that shows the potential number of stakeholders in every project. And there are even people that sometimes you won't think about. I mean, everybody impacted by project is a stakeholder. So you need to figure out everybody and understand what their needs are and what their problems are and document this. Also, of course, our business requirements come from the project sponsor, the people with the money, that's usually the business or some director somewhere. And we also work with software developers. We work with development teams, tester, and all that. That's where we, fine tune our requirements. We deliver what the business needs based on our work of analysis and design, and making sure what we're delivering is what comes from our research. Next screen, please. If you have any questions, please start firing them. I'm happy to start looking at them. So this is still a repetition of the last one, our deliverables. Like I said, it's dependent on where you work, depending on what you're doing, or what the process of your organization. For example, in this advent of cloud, a lot of organizations they don't build software anymore. A lot of them buy software, customize it, integrate it, add an API layer to it, add an RPA layer to it, and that's it. You can build a business in a day. You can build a single business in a day, because it's all you need to do. Just go on Microsoft Azure, fire virtual machines, put software in it, create your security, link it up with other systems, and you have a service that's working. All right. So if you are building, your deliverables will be different. If you are buying, your deliverables will be different. But fundamentally, most of your deliverables will be around requirements document, use case document, things like stories, writing user stories, mapping data. For example, if you are on an integration document project, you're going to probably look at data that are different, and now you can map them so developers can work. For example, if on one system is called username, and in your system is called name, you're going to have to map name to username so that we know that, oh, okay, that's what it's called in system. So that has to map to that. And it's something that the BA does. Yeah, you may have a data person that can do it, but the BA is actually also responsible to make sure that systems, when integrated, still perform the way, or when migrated, still perform the way they were before in the old system. Because that's going to be the milestone for testing or measuring our delivery. All right. So like I said, some people build from scratch. For example, if you're working in financial services, they usually don't buy because there's a lot of GDPR expected, compliance stuff, cybersecurity. So all those things are created or, and paid for. And it's your job as a BA to make sure that everything is in place. It's going to meet the business outcomes, our business expectations, and work that out. Okay. So also fundamental to every BA is the ability to talk. You must be able to, if they wake you up in your sleep, confidently talk. And that's something I enjoy doing. I like talking, I like teaching, I like just, sitting down and listening to you. And then sometimes I just listen to you and I don't talk. As a BA, you must be able to listen to, let people, because when you listen to people, it just gives great value to them. Great, great value. When people can actually be able to pour themselves into you, so to say, I don't mean it rhetorically, but when people talk, we communicate with one another, and you listen and just sometimes repeat what they say or clarify what they say. It connects us. It just connects us as human beings. So BAs we must have that skill to be able to connect with people, because like I said, we don't have real powers, but we are in contact with those who make those powerful decisions, and we can impact them through knowledge, through our experiences, through the options we provide, so that they can make decisions that will help the business and then put us also in a good place. All right. So we must be able to, be akin with technological trends. We're living in the age of Internet of Things, AI, RPA, software as a service, cloud. Cloud is one crazy, you know, data. In the last 2 days, we've been talking about data. Victor has been taking us through, how we can clean up data, can replace data, with data analysis and all that. A BA too should be able to do that fundamentally. Even if you can, you must be able to, talk about ETL and all that, all those basic fundamental things that impact migrating from one system to another. All right. So most of what you do is about the people, it's about the process, it's about the right solutions. Even though we don't go about solutioning, we talk about the problem to solve and then look for a solution that can solve that problem. If a business comes to you and says, oh, we have decided that we are going to use monday.com, then your BA work is finished. just go and use monday.com. There's sometimes that your hands are tied as a BA. But ideally, the business should come to you that we have this problem and we need a solution. So your BA job starts. You understand? Okay, who are the people using the system? What are the present problems we have? And it might not even be an SAS. It might not be monday.com. It could be Trello. It could be, it could be Jira. It could be anything. So our use as BA is useful in many fields. If you are going to the moon, you need a BA. If you are building a car, you need a BA. If you're in a school, you want to improve the experience of students, maybe you're thinking of using Google Classroom or some other thing, you need a BA to assess that process, what that school does, what the expected, outcomes is for that school. If you're working in pharma, you need a BA. Last time my experience was at GSK, we're building a software as a service system, but the business has decided that, they are buying something and customizing it. And while that thing was a bit of odd to a lot of us, our hands were tied because the business already decided what the solution is. And till today, we're still struggling with it, because what they did was get a solution and trying to customize it. So we didn't know what the agreement is with the developer of the solution. So there's been a lot of going back and forth and all that. So, but the process is to understand what problems we're going to solve, and then do research, look at options, speak with people, understand the requirements, and then go for solutions that meet that requirement. So you can do things like request for information or a request for proposal and look at it and map it your requirements. All right. So yeah. So those are part of things that we do as a BA. Let me look at the charts. Any more questions? Okay, we're good. Next page, please. I think I need to move a bit faster. I'm feeling like I'm very slow. So these are things that you should have in your toolkit as a BA. These are, you must know at least this as a fundamental. How to run client interviews and facilitating a workshop. Most of these things come with a deliverable. There's usually some document or some product or some, decision. So it's either a document, a decision, or a product at the end of the day when you use any of these tools. For example, a waterfall helps you. It can be, the result might be we built a house or we built a car, because you can build a car with waterfall. You can do research, find out how we can create content with ChatGPT. That's a topic you research. You can write business cases. You can come up with business analysis models. It depends on what you're building. Do we need to do a gap analysis? Do we need to do a PESO? Understand what our competition is doing? Understand our strength as a business and put it down in writing so we can actually use that to motivate us to prioritize what we feel is the most valuable solution that we need. Scrum is popular. Scrum is used for delivering incrementally. We want to build a software. How do we start? What's most important to the user? Let's start with that. Let's build something that, for example, if our goal is for a user to be able to buy something and pay immediately. So what's most important? Okay, they can sign up, they can see product, they can pay, and they can receive it. That's on a high level. That's an MVP, and we can use Scrum to look and decide, okay, let's release this in the next 3 months, and then we're running a 2-week sprint and doing stuff. Behavior-driven development. How do we expect users to behave when they interact with our features? There's also test-driven development, which I think is out of scope for a BA, but that's trying out stuff to understand how users behave. But behavior-driven development is what are the outcomes when somebody logs in? What do they, if we put a box in the corner, do they go to the box and we can monitor them and look at how they behave within that feature. The requirement specifications, how do we gather requirements and all that. Process flows, all these things provide clarity. They help us understand business problems, understand how people will interact with our systems, and how what outcomes come from that interaction. User stories is another tool for development teams to prioritize features. For example, I say that as a user, I want to sign in so that I can sign in with my username and password so that I can have access to my accounts. Now we can say, okay, use username and password. How many digits? Password, what format? How strong should the password be? And then we now decide this based on what's valuable to the business. For example, if it's a high security thing, we can say, oh, username and password must be secure. You must have one number, one code, and all those things. Sorry, I don't know what they call those things, but number and a mix of different things. And then the password must be, we must secure it to MF2A, use your phone, download something. Once you put your password in, you still need to secure it because it's a high level. Security is important to us and we want to make sure that the right person is logging in. So those are conversations that come out of business user stories. Yeah, thank you, upper lower case and all that. Thank you, Priscilla. Thank you. Wireframes and key screens. So we want to develop prototypes. Let's understand how people use it. And then a lot of software tools and templates out there that we can use. Things like Jira, Trello, and a list of other them. This all build collaboration. It helps us collaborate as a team so that we can. Sorry, stop it. Oh gosh. Yeah. So those software tools help us collaborate and all that. There's also the bit of risk management assessment. So you could write down a rate document. For example, when I work with my mentees, I ask them, we must always have a rate document for every project, so we know what potentially could go wrong and how we can mitigate it, so that when it happens, we know, oh, we said it and this is what we proposed, and then we can move quickly. Then there's a quality assurance bit, things which might be your role or might not be your role, depending on who you're working with. So basically, this is it. There's, like I said, there might be a lot more depending on where you're working. But I always tell people that as a BA, never tell people that you cannot do something. Always say that you're open, you're constantly learning, you're always developing yourself. Yeah, you can give an example of something you just learned and something you just use, and that creates some sense of trust in an interview, because yeah, this guy is learning, so it's not a problem. The fundamental things are there, and he's ready to learn. For example, let me give you an example. My first role in Capgemini, they put me on a project where I was supposed to deliver a robotic process automation capability for a financial service client. I had no clue what that was. I was still a greenback. I just finished training, and yeah, I waddled through the interview, and God helped me, I got the job. And Monday I did interview. By Wednesday I was in Solihull, Birmingham. Didn't have a clue what I was there for. We did our meeting with the stakeholders, and lo and behold, your job is to gather requirements. But fundamentally, it's still the same thing that we do every time. surveys, carry out the surveys, watch people use the present systems, make notes, listen into conversation with customers, and then propose a solution. Look at how long it's taking them to complete the task. Find out why it's taking them to complete the task. For example, during that time, I noticed that people were signing into 5 different systems to be able to start the work. In this day and age, who does that? When you can integrate all the systems together and a single sign-on can help you. But, financial services, they are always very slow to change. And they didn't want to throw away the legacy system that they spent millions on. So we needed to come up with a solution that could help them work quicker and smarter. And at the end of the day, we came up with that and, proposed alternatives based on what our findings are. And the business was happy and they opted for RPA to help them, leverage improving user experience. So next screen, please. 738. Okay. Next screen. Victor. All right. So zooming in, how this is ideally the software development lifecycle, which every BA must be akin with. Every interview, you must be able to rattle this off out of your mouth. Discovery or planning, analysis, design, develop and test, and delivery. These are the potential deliverables that you can have from each stage. Each stage, yeah. So discovery, you could do a feasibility, all these things, analysis, stakeholder requirements, focus group, understand who the users are, just try to have a bird's eye view of what the project is about, what problems you're solving, what requirements should be like. And the thing is, a lot of these things are done collaboratively. For example, things like non-functional requirements should come from a business architect. But like I always tell you, there are some organizations that don't have business architects, and you become the ad hoc business architect. So amazingly, a lot of these things I've put here, you can find a lot of them on things like Udemy, LinkedIn, and all that. So there's no excuse as a BA where that gap is missing, because it helps us develop. It helps us get better in what we're doing. And you can always confidently say, oh, I was in an interview in a job where, we're short of people. I had to work on, architectural design. It could be a piece of paper saying, this is what the system should do, and these are the solutions that we think will meet that. That's still a design, because it's providing a solution to something. So it doesn't have to be something that's 50 pages or 80 pages, where we've moved way past that, where simplicity is king. Because the business owner doesn't want to look through 50 pages. As long as they say, oh, I can help you fire up machines. These are the number of machines we use. This is what it's going to cost, and these are the security layers that's on it. So all those things come handy when you as a BA can actually, hold that. So we've got the discovery phase, we've got the analysis phase. These are some of the, deliverables at that phase. We've got the design phase, where we're actually designing a solution, and then we work with development team to decide, okay, this is what can go and all that. We've got the development and testing stage, where we, as we're building, we're also coming up with solutions and all that. And we've got the delivery stage. I'm thinking some of this is mixed up, because I'm seeing some things that should not be here in the writing, but please forgive me, because this was done in a hurry. But I'm happy to actually clean this up and send it back to you. Some things are not right. The dev and test, exactly. I don't think some of them should be there, but it's fine. It's just, what's important is understand that there's a discovery phase, and you've got some discovery documents that need to come in. For example, you must understand what the project brief is, or what the business is, who's being impacted by the change. So you can have an information about the business. There's the analysis stage, where you are looking at stakeholders, you're looking at the technologies that you have presently, you're looking at the present you're solving, and then there's the design stage based on the analysis. What problems you think can solve? What thing do you think we can integrate into that present system to deliver at the stage? And once we decide that, there's development and testing, which of course we could use Scrum to do that in a go. You could also decide to use Waterfall. It's totally up to you, but the idea is to be able to deliver something, and then there's a delivery where we, run things. Next page, please. Next page, sorry. So these are some of the top skills that we think. Yesterday I tried to Google the average salary for a business analyst in the UK, and it's between 37K and 62K per year. So it's quite good. even though that 62 is on the lower stage, because if you're a contractor earning about 500 or even 300 pounds a day, it's way more than 62K. It's way more than that. For example, maybe you are contracting and they keep extending you. At the end, you can make up to 120. So it's all depending on where you are and what the drive is for the business around that. So the average BA UK salaries between 37K and 62K. Yeah. These are some of the top skills: data analysis, business acumen. Sorry, it shouldn't be acumen, it should be acumen. Business understanding of the business, what the business does, how they make money. Who are the people that work with them? Who are their competition? And what do they hope to deliver? You must understand methodologies for delivering solution. Your communication skill must be up there. You must have an idea of emerging technology trends. For example, we're thinking ChatGPT now, AI. AI is causing trouble everywhere. For example, in Italy, AI is not being allowed. They don't allow anything ChatGPT or AI because they just feel it's gonna end their world. And you must be able to learn continuously as a BA. So there's no way that you could decide that as a BA you've learned enough, but there's always something new to learn because customers are changing, the world is changing, information is changing, and you must respond to that change by understanding what those changes are. Next screen, please. All right, so I just want to talk about how to become a BA. You can sharpen your business analysis skill through something like a ladder background. You can be there, get involved in projects and all that, or you could get somebody to, show you, teach you, or you could also get a training or a certification or some boot camp. There are boot camps all over the place that can help you. You can also get up on a project, find a project that will expose you as a business analyst, get some mentoring and handle the project. And then you can get, some job readiness support through mentoring or coaching. So those are the ways. There are a lot of other ways. You could be on a work and decide you want to take up a business analyst, some business analyst functionalities, and that could still work. And they could look at you and say, "Oh yeah, that could." I know friends that have done that. So there are so many ways you can. It's all depending on what's available to you and what's affordable to you. So at Mentoring BA, we provide on-the-job support. We provide mentoring. We don't do training yet because it's very demanding, and I believe in quality. I don't want to, tell you that I'm going to train you for 8 weeks, and at the end of the day, I don't have the capacity to do that because it's extensive. There's a lot to learn and all that. But I believe that when I put on a project, when you see these things and you deliver these things, it registers in your mind more than when I'm talking to you about it. So, example, I tell you, okay, let's develop a business requirement document together. That stays. That's not going anywhere. That's not going anywhere. Let me see if there's any question. So there's a chat here. Okay, so somebody said in the instance where you have an interaction designer and service designer, is it in your scope to look into mapping the user journey? PAs are collaborators. Let me give you an example. Today I can build an app. I don't need to write any code. In fact, in the last 1 week, I've built about 4 different apps, which I'm just trialing for some of my clients. I can build WordPress websites. I can write code if I want to, because I've interacted with all these people. I've looked at what they do. I've sat down with them. Okay, Ben, show me what you even do. Show me. Ben can go on Figma and start doing stuff and I tell Ben, I like to learn that. And Ben can say, okay, go to that. So it gives you value as a BA. The fact that you can do more than what is expected will actually stand you apart as a business analyst. Today, I'm the head of business analysis in my organization. I don't have any certification. Now, I always say, please get your certification. It's good. I have some certifications that are not even BA. Product management, you can see the screen. Product management, I've got Kanban. I'm a graduate of Kanban University and all that. And I've got SAFe. I did SAFe. I think I did SAFe somewhere. What's SAFe again? I forgot what SAFe is. But SAFe is a way to mechanically deliver agile. So that's what it is. So it's always good value if you can do above and beyond what's expected of you. You don't say, oh, I'm a BA, I don't do personnel. The system designer should do that. I'm a BA, I write stories and even user stories. Everybody should be able to write user stories at the end of the day, because it makes your work easy as a BA. You can go in there and write a story, and then somebody, the system designer can come and change it. And that's the purpose of the business of the user story, is to drive collaboration. This is the way I understand it. Is that correct? He says, no, that's the way it is. And you agree. And that's what collaboration does. Okay, so mentoring does that. I mean, if I have trained as a BA, you can help me break into the industry. Now, sometimes I always tell people that even when you've trained, a training doesn't guarantee a job. For example, I can get a driving license. It doesn't mean I can drive. In some places, it doesn't even mean I can drive. Or yeah, maybe I'm saying that wrong, but a certification doesn't guarantee a job. It just shows that you've gone through some training, they've exposed you to something, but it doesn't mean you have the experience. So sometimes a mentor can come in and say, oh, okay, as a BA, when they ask you this kind of question, these are the behaviors that you should do, these are the ways you should do that. So because they've been there, it's pretty much like ladder back down, where we're sharing experiences and you can learn from that and you can respond to those experiences. And in that, you can actually create your own stories. You can create your own stories and, deliver in interviews. Lola Shitu, please reach out to us and we'll add you to the ladder back down community. I think we're on WhatsApp. I can put my email up. Or Victor, you can help me connect with that, because I think the WhatsApp thing is full, but it's a community that's growing, and we're working on creating more avenues for others. So on a long run, I'm almost wrapping up, because even my mouth is drying up now. So as a BA, you can also get mentoring, and we provide mentoring services. We help you with your CV. We believe that your CV is actually a product. A CV should serve a purpose to open the door for you, so that people can see you and interact with you, and you take it from there. Also, for brand new BAs in jobs, sometimes you get a job as a BA and you get in there like, oh God, I don't know what I'm doing. We can support you. Help you understand. Anytime you can call. If you get stuck, call, ask questions. We can show you solutions, or even, show you the right questions to ask, so they can provide solutions. We also mentor for job readiness. If you've done training and all that, and you don't still feel you're not ready, we can put you on projects, show you stuff, show you deliverables, show you what to do, show you how you interact with people, and get going. We also have some projects we're doing, eWork Experience. We're building some websites and applications for real life business solutions, and we can put you there as a BA, so that you can go from planning to delivery, and then you can have a story to tell. So the next screen, please. Thank you. So this is how you can reach out to us if you're interested in getting some support from us. That's my number, and that's our website. So we've got a website, Mentoring Online BA, mentoringba.online. You can imagine. I don't even know my website. Mentoringba.online. So it's just an LMS system. It's closed. It's not open to everybody. Of course, there's a free course there. There are some free courses that I put out there, and every now and then I put out some free templates that you can download. I've got about 40 templates that BA templates that you can download. So every now and then, maybe today I'll open it up as a Christmas gift for everybody. Download those templates and keep as a BA, because it's gonna be a blessing to you at a point in time. So Ibuko is saying that at this moment, the ladder back down community is full, but we're working on a Telegram migration at the moment, and Telegram allows about 5,000 people, I think. So yeah, we'll keep you posted on that. So that's it. If you have any questions, please, now is the time to fire out those questions. Otherwise, I'll let you go and enjoy yourself. Oh, Telegram allows 200,000 members. That's cool. That's cool. So yeah, that's fine. So Lola will reach out to you definitely. Thank you for that. So any questions? Victor, you have anything you want to add, please? You've been a very good co-host.
Thank you, Vance. been enjoying your slide, though sometimes I get carried away just because of the children here. So
Yeah, it's
my
fine. Yeah.
apologies. It's really been interesting. I always watch out, listening to you. So thank you very much, for taking your time to go through this session once again. There's some couple of questions on the chat, so I just want to read them to you, so if you could provide some answers. Samson John is saying that I'm interested in bootcamp, if possible, no, if there is any. Is it bootcamp in data analysis or bootcamp in business analysis? For now,
Exactly. That's it. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't have a bootcamp in for data analysis for now. It's not available, but we have master classes if you want to do that. Then for business analysis, mentoring BA online, that's a platform where you can go to that platform and subscribe for mentoring on BA. Banks know it's very good at mentoring. It does a lot of mentoring, so you can go there and subscribe to any of the offerings there. Okay. Then Kenny, mentoring BA, does that mean if I have trained as a BA, you can help break into industry? I think that's a question from Kenny Banks.
Yes, we can provide the fundamentals because like I always say, for every industry there's a minimum requirement around the skills that and the exposure that you should have. For example, do you have the transferable skills? Because even sometimes when you get into interview, you can say, "Oh, I've never done this before, but I have the experience." It's still people, processes, and technologies everywhere, no matter what it is. It might say, "Oh, for example, I give you an example. I can drive a Benz. Does it mean I can drive a Toyota?" Of course, some organizations are very, very strict on, okay, you must have only been able to drive a Benz, and if you're not driven a Benz before, we don't want you. Now that's crazy, but it happens. But it all depends on how you articulate your value in interviews. A lot of us go into interviews with the mindset that, okay, they're asking for Benz and all that, so I shouldn't even bother myself. Now, BS must have a bit of faith. You must have a bit of faith in yourself. Let me give you a trick. When you go into interviews, try to talk strategic things. For example, the last job, the present job I'm doing now, I asked them a question. If COVID was to hit again, what would you do differently? That's not a BA question. It's not a BA question. But it just shows that I'm thinking, okay, what are we doing with our data? Do we have understanding of what the impact of COVID has been? What patterns have we looked at our data? And I discovered our organization has no data structure anywhere. None. So everything is now being done now. Not that I triggered it, but it was like, this guy has the spirit that we need. You understand? So I didn't come as, oh, I can write requirements, I can do all that. Of course, it's a given. You're expected to be able to write requirements. But can you sit down with C-suite business people, talk value with them, share ideas with them, look at patterns and tell them, oh, tell stories with data? You might say, oh, it's not my job. That's Victor's job. Victor is the data person. But as a BA, if you can do it, you can actually become more. You can become a BA and data person. And the data thing might not even be something difficult you are doing. So, like I said, the training allows you to be fundamentally ready. And then you have to do the extra by, developing yourself further, learning, understanding what the organization is. And that's where we come in. We also help you. We ask, if someone gives is invited for an interview, I always say, show me the JD. And I can tell you what to do so that you can go there. And I can tell you questions you can also ask them. So you can put them on their toes too. So they, oh, this guy is solid. Let's call him back for more. And that's a strategy that always works. All right. So I need a delivery manager mentor, please. So I need to know where you work to understand what the delivery manager thing is. So Victoria, let's talk. You can reach out to me, send me an email. We can talk about that. My details is there. My phone number is there. You can reach me info mentoring beyond on online. Victoria, will this recording be on YouTube? Yes, it will be. It will be. Thank you, Francis. Thank you. We do try. It could be better, but thank you so much for that feedback. We're also going to provide a feedback link, which I think I provided. So please, because this can get better. I've looked at my presentation now, and I saw some typos on there, meaning I didn't actually correct on them, which is crazy, considering that I actually I'm a stickler for excellence, but this was not in a hurry, and I do apologize. But sometimes it was. I was even thinking this presentation was next week. I was that slow in my mind until I spoke with Victor 2 days ago. I was like, is this weekend? So please just bear with me. But I'm not taking it for granted that because I'm doing this free or anything, so the quality should not be there. It's actually something I should not do because it's a standard I've set for myself. And once again, everybody, if anybody has been upset by those typos, I do apologize, and I promise it won't happen again. Actually don't share this with anybody here, because as a BA, even if you're going to do a presentation, share with somebody, let them look at let them look for mistakes. Because if you're going to, to talk to somebody who's high level and they see typo and you're a BA, we are paying you 60 grand. I mean, it's gonna that could be dangerous. That could be dangerous. Yeah. So Victor's details. Kenny wants Victor's details. So Victor will handle that. So the recording will be on Ladder Back Down. Lola, you can join. Yeah, we're working on that. Okay, all 3 recordings. Please don't forget to open the course today on your website. Okay, what course is that, Priscilla? Is it the user story one or the templates? Okay. I don't know if we have any more questions, but before we go, we've got let's meet in group chat. We've got a link, a feedback link for everybody.
Yes, I've shared the feedback link.
So yeah, please, you can fill that. It's just to know what we've done right, what we've done wrong, what can be improved. Was it too long? Was it the right size, and all that? So I don't know if anybody still has any more questions, please. I'm happy to give you the rest of the day back.
Banks, can you hear me, Banks?
Sorry?
There's a question from Lola Sheet too. She wants to know what's the range of your price for mentorship, please.
It all depends on what you need. It depends on what you need. Depends on what you need. Yeah. It depends. I don't normally do that until I've had a conversation with you, because there's a standard price, but it's not something I will discuss here, because it's dependent on what I feel the need is, and I need to send you some documentation to look at what I'm going to do, because if you decide you don't want that, then it will affect the price. But it's something that we can take offline. All right. I eventually will put all that on the website, but the website isn't still fully ready, because I would like to automate things, which is not automated at the moment. So yeah, so I still manually, assess you and then tell you what I do and what it's going to cost you and how long it's take you. Because I always say that you can be job ready in 6 months if you extend yourself and get involved in projects and do your interview preparation properly. I mean, it's a no-brainer. It's going to work. All right. So yeah, I don't know whether Victor, we can close it now, or any more questions? Okay. Ayinde has a question. Abdul Ghani Ayinde. Go for it, please.
Yeah, hello, thank you, Mr. Banks. So, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, just a quick one. For if you want to subscribe to your mentorship now, so are we to send an email to you or to give you a call?
Yes, if you actually go to my website, you can actually book a free 15 minutes interview session, just to keep understand you, what your needs are and what your life goals are, because all those things are important. I want to be sure that I'm going with you on your journey, and then I can leave you safely and can take care of yourself. So let's just go on the website, and then you can book a free 15-minute session.
Okay, thank you. Secondly, Victor, I tried to fill in the form you sent yesterday, but it's not accepting my email, saying I think it's too long.
Okay, that's fine. You can leave the email. You can still fill the form without the email, because I don't think we make the email compulsory, because sometimes these things happen. It's still something we're developing. So we're BS trying to work with technology. So we'll look at that and hopefully improve in the future. But it's something we're trialing to see how we can actually get feedback from you and use that to make this presentation better. I've noticed something that needs to improve now, and hopefully next interview next presentation I will not do that, because I have to learn from my mistakes. I'm a business analyst, so yeah, use the past to improve the future.
Thanks for that feedback. Thank you so much. And
any other questions?
Also want to plead to others who are yet to fill their feedback link, please just kindly help us fill that. So I pasted the one for business analysis.
Yeah,
today.
the one for yesterday. You could paste that too if you want.
I'm also pasting it again. So
yeah.
I'm pasting it now. The one for yesterday, I'm just pasting it now. So please go there and ensure you just two minutes, you are done, please. That will help us a lot to serve you better. Thank you. I think in the absence of further questions, we can bring this session to a close. Once again, thank you, Banks, for making yourself available and being useful for us. And we also want to say, on behalf of myself and Bank, we want to say thank you to Ibokun and the Ladder Background team for giving us this platform to also help other people to climb the ladder. Thank you so much for all those that joined today. We appreciate you. Keep engaging us on our phone numbers, showing on your screen, the ones I've shared with you earlier, the email address and the website. Please just keep engaging us and we'll be happy to respond to you and get you up to the ladder. Thank you very much. And have a good evening. Have a good afternoon, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.